We're checking into Psyck.
Sick.
Yo, check it out. It's a sick discussion.
You tuned in to Sick Discussions. You are now listening to a Sick Discussion.
Yo, welcome back to another
Yo.
episode of Sick Discussion.
Sick.
As always, it's your boy, Reggie So Dope.
What up, it's Devin.
What's going on, y'all? This Mar.
And we have another episode planned for y'all. Please pay attention to how Devin says his name every episode.
Wow,
I just
not
need
this a
y'all. We're
thing.
going to make this a thing because it changes every single time.
You changing it up.
Gotta change it up for the people.
Facts.
Get it.
Let's keep
Get
people going.
So let's get into it. All right. So today's conversation is going to be centered around affirmations and mental health. Okay, so as it gets colder here in our world, especially in fucking Chicago,
Okay.
things like seasonal depression starts to set in, our inability to see our friends for real, which we shouldn't be seeing people like that anyway because of COVID.
Right.
But it's gonna make it worse because who's driving in the snow to risk Rona? You know what I mean?
Not
me. And so we're definitely gonna need to like better affirm ourselves and one another and just see how does affirmations connect with mental health. So that's the conversation for today. So my first question for y'all is, when did you start to take your mental health seriously?
I would say I started taking my mental health seriously around my college days. Because life kind of got more real, and it's like I had to do more. There
Facts.
were, like rent involved. There were like all these other things, like just trying to balance. It was way different coming from high school to where like, hey, we could be up from 7:30. If you were an athlete, you don't leave school till like 7 p.m. That was regular, and trying to do that in college and being up all those hours is not the same
Not
at all.
At all.
But I don't want to talk too much, so I'm gonna toss it tomorrow.
No, but it's usual now. For me, I would honestly say this year, and I talked about it a little bit last season. That's like the therapy, more like the soul searching and stuff started. I think I realized and I got put on how serious it should be taken a few years back, but I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I said, I was living in a high, like going to college, being around friends all the time. Even though I was broke, I was like the happiest at that time, having fun constantly. And then like as things kind of slowed down after college, I was like, okay, that's when it kind of hit me a little bit more. So this year I really started taking it serious though.
Got you. Yeah, for me it was college too.
Yeah.
When I realized I truly lost my goddamn mind. like legit 2016 was just such a different time. And so like from tearing my quad and then being forced to step down from like positions and things like that, and just stuff happening in my life, just coming more to terms with just my like the way I identified just with everything. And the injury pushed back my graduation. You know what I mean? And so like this whole whirlwind of things is happening my quote unquote senior year, and I fucking lost it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just did. Like I was not okay. And so when I started to have suicidal thoughts again, I was like, okay, let me finally go to therapy. Let me like check on me because I am not the fuck okay.
Right.
So like college was it.
So semester's beating your ass.
Bro,
Damn.
I mean, tearing me down. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to wear suits and shit with my leg
What's
braids. You
normal
know
was.
what I mean? Like, I was a public
Trying to keep it all
success.
together.
Okay.
Was public success or the private mess. Like, I was completely losing my
That's a
fucking
good way to put
mind.
it. That's a great way.
Like,
to
that was it. I was losing it, man. So, okay, cool. So, what's the difference then in mental health and self-care? Because I feel like whenever I see people like, oh, mental health, I'm loving my mental health. I just got my nails done. Mental health awareness. It's like,
Yeah, that's not mental health.
you know?
Not Marv knocked over the mic.
But not for real though. People are literally like, cut him off, sis. Your mental health is important. But
Right.
then it's like, well, but it's cutting him off a part of self-care. So
Yeah.
like, is there a difference in mental health and self-care?
I think that mental health is definitely, this is going to sound stupid, but mental, like inside your head. But self-care can also be part of mental health because it's more that sometimes it's on the outside, like the little polish on the outside, but keeping you looking like a public success. A
Not
private
a private
mess.
mess. You're faking it.
Yeah. But
But you just putting the wig on, but you're not actually braids.
Okay,
You ain't got the braids underneath it. You just putting the wig on top.
You got patches underneath.
not patches.
I think Devin made a good point. Self-care definitely does affect your mental health. But like I was saying to y'all kind of off camera, I personally think like mental health is a little bit more deeper issues. Like that's when you got to do that deep digging. No, okay. No, so it's just digging a bit more deeper. So that's like when the therapy come into play, like I said, like the soul searching, you really kind of root in some of those issues that make you who you are, and not the best way in a sense. But the self-care, like I said, those are like temporary fixes, and there are like positive and negative forms of self-care. I don't think people realize that. Mm-hmm. So like the positives, like the spa days, like the game nights, movie nights with friends, stuff like that. But I think more like the negative ones, like people don't realize about if you kind of abuse it, like the drinking, the smoking, the overeating, like the sex, like if you're using it for the wrong reasons,
right?
Then it make you feel good, but
you might get a little chunky.
Okay,
2 months in,
I guess it's okay.
It was the sex. There's something about that just
slotted in there, like because people think like, oh, shit, I feel better, but
you know,
yeah, like you really don't.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, you don't feel better. So
I feel like I concur with all of that.
Like, nothing to add.
Nah, y'all got it. Like the sex.
The sex.
But nah, like I have no parsley to put on top of that. I think you said it. Like
not
Marvin hit it on the
parsley.
head. Like self-care are the temporary fixes. You know what I mean? Those are the things that just kind of keep you afloat. You know what I mean? It keeps you a bit above water, but it's like if you still got cement blocks attached to your ankles, you know what I mean? Like you only gonna float for so long. Real talk. So like that's the difference. So how did y'all start y'all journey into like more positive or like healthy mental health? So it's one thing I know we said like we started in college when we started to take it seriously, and you this year, like how exactly did starting that journey look? Like what is that?
I really started my journey out of necessity, not because I really want to. I really reached a point to where like I was a bottle that was about to explode. Like my whole life, I was so used to like keeping things in and being the person that was like always on honor roll, got good grades. I'm supposed to always be, I don't know, Mr. quote unquote perfect. So it was like, when was I able to vent and say that I'm going through something when everybody else around me looked at me like, oh, Devin's on honor roll, Devin's doing this, Devin's in college. So when would I have the chance to be like, hey guys, I'm kind of, fucked up over here. But yeah, so when I felt like I was about to explode was when I took it more seriously.
Okay. For me, I was watching like this kind of like podcast, this like internet series of a comedian, and he was making a joke, but what he said like really hit home for me. He was talking like with him personally, like he doesn't really take a lot of stuff that people say about him negatively. Like it don't really hurt him because he knows like his rights and wrongs. Like shit, he talk about him with his homies, his homegirls, and then like he don't really go to therapy, but like he just kind of brushed it off in a joking manner. So that's when it kind of made me think like, how am I dealing with the thing? Kind of like Devin said, like, oh, you want to hold up like this perfect image, you think you're a lot better than you really are, but like when you fucked up, like how do you go about handling it? So for me, it started with watching the show. Like it just kind of like put the thought back into my head, and then from there, like I started talking to a lot more friends. I feel like I was just kind of more open. Like if they don't judge me, they're gonna judge me, but I have to get this shit off my chest because it's eating me alive. Like, you can't make me feel like any worse than I'm making myself. Like this shit just resonating on my heart like all the time. So shit, just started talking to people who are real close to me, and then like when I started getting certain feedback, or I wouldn't get feedback, I started to realize like my friends aren't like therapists. Like I don't know what they're going through, so I'm not gonna throw all my junk on them. Like let me find more professional ways to handle this. So that's how it started for me.
Got you. Yeah.
Reggie.
So again, still at undergrad. It's when I realized I had too many. It's no offense to nobody, but I had too many yes men around me. You know what I mean? Like I had developed this world and this like celebrity that in people's eyes, I could do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though I was like hella disrespectful, talking to people crazy, somehow it became the norm.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so with that, even though I was being like real and I was being honest, I was allowed to leave out so many parts of my honesty. You know what I mean? And it was still taken as full truth. And so in 2016, when I just realized like I am mentally fucked, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm gonna do about graduation now. You know what I mean? Like I was just in this, I was still super fucked up. And meanwhile, I still had people who was willing to take me to class because I was rehabbing my injuries. You know what I mean? I had people who were still willing to kick it and I'll buy the bottle, I'll do this. And I was just like, wow, like even though I have absolutely fucking nothing, you know what I mean? Like I had nothing. I was empty as hell. Like the world that I helped create and just those who were around me allowed me to stay in this fantasy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so like, but when the curtains goes down and all these people go away, the texting is done for the night, my thoughts would beat my ass. You know what I mean? Like it would completely tear me up inside. And so I got to a point where I was just like, look, I have to go to therapy right now or I just don't know. You know what I mean? And so I went for it. And so luckily at NIU, they had the free therapy sessions. And I just went. I waited, sat in a little massage chair while somebody could see me. And I was just like, yo, I have to talk to somebody right now. And so, yeah, that's how my journey started. I just realized people, and I mean, I don't want to just blame folks, but just like I was allowed to create a world that wasn't quite true. Like I wasn't not being me. I was just allowed to leave so much out. Yeah. You know, you know what I mean? Version. Like legit, it was just a modified version of me, which it wasn't not me. It just wasn't fully me.
You on crack?
Right. You know what I mean? It was like even though we drank every day, like nobody was like, "Yo, this is kind of alcohol. Like this is your alcoholic." Yeah. It's like, nah, we just having a good time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun.
You right? We having a good time. Like, you right? No, motherfucker.
No, we are. Something's wrong with us.
We are drinking for breakfast. Right. Somebody like, you grab the bacon, you grab the eggs, you grab the Bacardi. Why is Bacardi a part of breakfast?
Yeah. It was one time, you know, in college, I definitely drank from about Tuesday to Sunday, but you know,
like, this isn't normal.
Okay. Doing this. It was my fault, y'all. It was me. He ain't gonna say it. It was me.
It was Reggie's idea, but you know, I don't want to throw him under the bus.
Grab a bottle, G. Like,
it's just so happens that we were hanging out a lot. And bottles were necessary.
Okay.
It was a requirement. Like,
nobody ever questioned this though. Like
nobody.
Like
it was college.
Y'all, we were putting on for Amsterdam. Like we broke as hell, but like we gonna get this bottle.
Where's money coming from?
We was drinking Amsterdam and Sunny D. Thick ass juice.
Yuck. Throw up if somebody gave you some damn Amsterdam right now.
With Sunny D.
It was fucked up.
Wait, okay, so it sounds like you had like a lot of enabling going on like around you. So what was your like, I guess like your aha moment, like reality check? Because I think you said earlier, I'm not sure if it is though, I don't want to speak for you, but you said like when you have to step down from positions when like when you hurt your leg. So like what exactly would you say kind of pinpoints like this is the moment I can't go on no more, I have to go to therapy?
So it's when I felt like I lost everything. You know what I mean? Because it was a tearing in my quad. So I literally like could barely walk for months. You know what I mean? And then I had to step down from positions because while that was happening, there was just attacks on my character and sexuality and things like that. And so like people was just looking at me crazy, talking about me crazy. I couldn't whoop ass because I had a torn quad. You know what I mean? And I couldn't go to class. So I'm just sitting here watching my grades slip. I'm watching my campus celebrity, so to say, or my clout slip. Like I'm watching my health fucking slip. You know what I mean? And it's just like as everything started to come down, I just realized I really had nothing. Like no, it could all be gone just that quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's when I realized like, all right, fuck this. Like no matter how high up I was on the clout or the food chain, like the fact that all of this could be taken away this quickly, fuck that. Like I need a sturdy base. Like for real.
A little bit more to it than this. Got you.
Cool. So that was our drunken college days. So to switch gears a bit, Do y'all have affirmations? And so like, and I asked that because throughout my journey of mental health, I've seen affirmations a lot. Like, oh, have your affirmations, do these affirmations. So like, do y'all actually use affirmations?
Right now, I don't. I have before. Like I kind of got into affirmations. I was reading a book once. It's called Thoughts Are Things, and I guess that's when I kind of paid a little bit more attention. It introduced me to like what affirmations are, why they're important, like how to use them, like the benefits. So to answer the question, at the moment I don't, but I used to at one point in time though. Okay. Yeah.
Me personally, I don't have affirmations, and I don't really use them in my day to day. If anything, my music, the type of music I listen to, and like me hyping myself up in the mirror is a affirmation, but I don't have like a daily, like I'm gonna have to say this or say this every day when I wake up. Cause kind of like affirmation is like short, powerful, like statement that just allows you to like regain control of you.
Okay. You just said that's what the real Webster's dictionary definition. All right. I was gonna ask that next. Like, what the fuck is an affirmation? But you know what? Thank you.
Just toss it in there. We started talking about it, so I was just like, let me not get too deep.
Got you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, so I currently don't have my affirmations.
Not we slacking all around the table.
We are. Maybe we just more healed, Devin. No, I'm kidding. Affirmations are not for people who are not healed.
Yeah.
But nah, because what I have really weird ways to affirm myself. You know what I mean? So I don't have like my set list of this is what I'm going to say to myself.
Yeah.
But when I look in the mirror and see my hair growing, I'm just like, you bitch. Look at you defying the odds. You know how many people my age is receding right now? Got bald spots. And you got the nerve to be growing and glowing. You know what I mean? So I like talk to myself like that. Or when I walk by in the mirror, you know what I mean? I realize like, man, I'm still losing weight. I'm just like, you pretty bitch.
Yeah.
Pretty
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's little things like that. Whenever I see a mirror, there is a way. I'm just like,
you want to be Issa so bad from Insecure? Got a mirror, bitch. Just gas yourself up.
No, for real. Like if I see a mirror, I'm gonna gas myself. I don't care if I got morning breath and crust in my eye. Like, yo, I look in the mirror like somebody look like this every day. This is they beautiful. You know, like it's gonna be a way that I'm gonna gas myself, bro. Like, I don't know. My number one fan.
And that's really a form of affirmation, but it's not the technical definition.
But it works.
But it works.
It works for you.
So, Mr. Technicality,
like you affirmed.
I'm affirmed. I'm good. But nah, so you already told us what affirmations are, and so like, why are affirmations important? Like when people are going on those mental health journeys, why do affirmations come up so much?
Kind of with affirmations, I would say like when you say them or think them, they like become a part of you and like shape the reality around you. So I feel like that's really where affirmations are. Like I need to do my affirmations, especially if you want to change and shape the reality around you. Like if your reality is not what you really want right now and you think that affirmations is a way that can help that, I would definitely say do some affirmations.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was just talking with my, when I start talking with my hands, I'll just be.
You really threw yourself the oop, it came.
Okay. I think let somebody else finish it. He was looking over like.
Slam that bitch. He knew he killed that shit.
Right. I don't even want to ramble on about what you said.
God.
I should have talked first. I was getting the praise right now.
Yeah, y'all got on me last pod. So I was over here with no story.
No story.
Yeah, look at me now.
Well, let's hope that was the last pod. We don't know how we release it.
Hey, it is.
Shit might get released in March. Nah, we're kidding.
Y'all go hear when y'all hear it.
Right. Okay, so no, you really just killed that shit though. That's why it's important. Like you start to manifest those things. You start to make it your reality when you say it enough and when you start to believe it. So you killed that.
I agree.
Bet you won't kill this though. So tell me a story.
See, love
story.
Anyways, Marv.
I'm let you start.
Nah, for real. Do y'all remember? Like, can y'all recall the story of when you were first introduced to affirmations?
Marv. I feel like I'm talking too much, so I just feel like I should really just ask Marvin.
Whenever Devin sees story, he be like, "Shit,
N.A. not available."
Backspace.
PTM, pass to Marv.
Not for real though. But for real.
Reframe question.
Okay,
Can you recall your introduction to affirmation?
Actually, thinking back, I honestly think it was BMI. And what was that book?
What is BMI, Marv?
Black Male Initiative. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like somebody in Texas.
Okay, right. So it's a
body mass index.
It's
What?
an org that actually all three of us are in at NIU. I think that's how I actually met Devin too.
Yes, sir.
So through Black Male Initiative, BMI, I think like we started. I think when Reggie was president, or you was whatever. It don't matter. It was a book I took called like How to Be a Gentleman. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like tips in there. I feel like there were some affirmations in there, just like shit, kind of big up us and kind of like just to put things into perspective for us. Like y'all were kind of like preaching to us, like y'all gotta speak things into reality. Like just read this book, and like you would actually come through and just drop tips and like gems every single week. So that's how I got put on to him. And
wow,
it was
memories.
It's been love ever since.
That's crazy. Oh, I guess it's me, huh?
Yup, because I ain't got no story.
No, you really just snapped with the How to Be a Gentleman book. Because I definitely used to read those tips. And now that I think about it, that may have been my introduction as well. But it's like I've had so many mentors and gone to so many conferences. Like I do remember going to a SOB conference, which is the Student African American Brotherhood. And I remember going to those conferences. And they would always talk about having daily affirmations, daily positive affirmations, because not everybody affirms themselves positively. You know what I mean? So like when some of the best speakers, who I consider some of the greatest speakers in the world, you know what I mean? When they're telling you, have these daily affirmations where you look at yourself in the mirror, either in the morning or right before you go to sleep, and you tell yourself these positive things, and you say it with conviction, you say it with rigor, and you say it enough to where you believe it. And I'm like, well, he travels to talk. He gets paid to talk. You know what I mean? That's something I realized that I wanted to do that too. And I'm like, well, he got affirmations. And then the next person is like, affirmations. You know what I mean? And then the whole founder of the org, we kicking things off with prayers and affirmations. I'm like, well, maybe I do need to affirm the shit out of myself. Like clearly, like when you want to be successful, you do what successful people do.
Yep.
And in my eyes, they were successful. So I was just like, all right, how do I start to introduce affirmations to my daily life? And something I learned about myself, which is crazy, is like I'm not confident in something until I'm able to teach it. So no matter like how much I've read it, I've seen it, I've talked about it, until I can teach it inside and out to another person, I'm actually never confident in that skill. So it makes sense now that I started to read off about affirmations, do presentations on affirmations and all of that, because like I needed to teach it before I could really believe that shit myself.
Makes sense.
That's fucking nuts.
That's you.
Okay, pardon.
Right, that's right. So now I got the head scratch. Like, I just learned something about myself, nigga.
Okay.
So we talked about what affirmations are and why they're important. And those were some really dope stories about like our introductions to affirmations. And so my next question would then be, even though we don't currently have affirmations, but like, how does one create an affirmation?
I took it upon myself to do a little research for this one, because even though I don't use them every day, maybe I'll start after this.
Okay.
Learn with the people.
Okay.
It's a discussion.
Dev is gonna start affirmations with y'all, just so you know.
But what I found was it's 7 steps. I think. Let me.
That's the number of completion too. Like, so I believe it, because 7 is the number of completion.
Step 1 is I am. It says beginning your affirmations with the word I am makes it powerful. Step 2 is use present tense. So speak about things as if you already have them. That helps your mind visualize the outcome. For example, you can use I have a beautiful beach house flooded with sunlight instead of this year I'm going to buy a beach house. little dramatic example, but
Very dramatic. This year I have a Brazilian dollars.
Bazillion dollars. Step 3 is speak about what you do want. Don't use negatives in your affirmation. Your subconscious mind does not recognize negatives.
Right.
Okay.
Step 4 is keep it brief. They said don't write an essay. It makes it. Sorry.
Shut your bitch ass up. Get to your point when you affirming you.
So don't write an essay. It's easier to remember something that is short and snappy.
Okay.
A period. Get to your fucking point.
You're gonna be in the mirror all day with an essay.
No affirmations.
Step 5 is be specific. Including specific makes it easier for your mind to visualize the outcome. Another example. So instead of saying I will increase my income this year, say I am enjoying my 100,000 earning this year. Well,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Right now, don't be lying to yourself.
Okay, because we go. Let me go fall off the sky
Where's
now.
it come
I ain't got to
from?
check
Right.
my account. I got my 100K, and you in the red.
This will be quick 7 steps, so we got a whole
They-
comedy special.
Okay, look. So I'm in the ring.
Step 6 is write it for you. Make sure your affirmation describes your own actions and not actions of others. Step 7.
So wait, so when I say, Lord, I see what you've done for others, I just ask that you do it for me. So don't use that in your affirmation. Hey, that's one of my favorite prayers. I have seen what you've done for others. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Step 7 is
Stupid.
make it mean something. Make sure your affirmation means something to you. It has to be meaningful on all levels.
Okay.
How y'all feel about the 7 steps?
This the white version.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
It's cute.
It's cute. Sis is cute. I just feel like there's aspects of lying to yourself that's going in there,
Yeah.
and that's what's kind of bothering me.
Talk about 100,000.
I
What you
think it's
gonna
the
get 100,000?
examples, though.
Yeah,
I think it's those examples.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
okay,
you
so
can get
maybe a rich
better
person wrote it.
examples, then I think
Talking about Steve Harvey, bro.
Right, Steve Harvey. Okay.
'cause I think it's a decent place to start. Right, because I think those examples are a little far fetched.
Yeah.
Beach houses 100,000.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
what
I would like the
100,000
beach
coming
house.
from? Like they using that COVID scammer. You know?
That's what it is.
Scammer
That's that
loan.
Indiana Cali. Okay. All right, that's that OnlyFans. It's funny. I feel like I reference
The
OnlyFans a lot.
OnlyFans.
I support OnlyFans.
All right.
Like I ain't bought into one
Mhm.
yet, but I got a lot of friends. Believe it or not, they got OnlyFans now.
OnlyFans.
I support OnlyFans.
Hips TikTok when you dance. Talk about on that demon time. I saw that on OnlyFans.
Okay, so that's the professional
Big
way.
beat and that beat stand for bands.
nigga.
Bands 100.
I'm done.
Huh?
I'm done.
All right, so that's how Steve Jobs creates his affirmations. Marv, do you have a specific way that you create
I was
yours?
gonna say
We are goofy as hell.
that's stupid. I was gonna say just keep your goals in mind. I guess what you trying to. They were saying earlier, like what are you trying to change in your life? What are you trying to bring into fruition? So definitely keep that in mind and be realistic as you're making these affirmations.
Got you.
Keep it short and
Gotcha.
sweet. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I like that. I like that. I definitely love I am statements.
Mhm.
I do love being specific. And like I personally say, like, especially when you just starting out, whatever, don't go past 7. Because 7 is the number of completion. You know what I mean? So the I ams, and then maybe like I will do this. And I know they like don't say that, I guess, but it's like I like the I wills because like it's not gonna come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I thought they
I mean?
said don't say not. Like don't not like negative statements.
Okay.
I think that's what
alright.
they said now.
Maybe. So yeah, so I like I am statements
Mhm.
and I like I will statements.
Okay.
Because like for me, the I ams affirm the space I'm currently in, and then the I wills are affirming where I'm
Where you're
headed.
trying to go. Okay.
Because you're right,
Appreciate
$100,000 ain't just gonna fall out the fucking sky.
It could.
but from
Let me-
how?
Where?
You know what I mean? Let me know and I'll be
me
there.
know,
Okay?
okay?
Just call my name and I'll be there. So
My mic.
so yeah, so I just use I
Okay.
am statements, use I will statements. I think those are the biggest things, and don't go
Mhm.
past 7.
Be specific.
Love it. Okay, so let's wrap this thing up then. Let's bring it on home.
Let's get it.
What advice? Which crazy, I feel like I just used my advice.
Mm.
But what advice do you have for someone who's like new to affirmations?
I'd say make affirmations because you want to, and not because you like feel forced to. Because if you like feel forced to do something, you're probably gonna stop. But if you want to do it, it'll be more of a daily thing for you. And I forgot how many days it takes to make something a habit.
21.
21. So 21. I cannot stand. You can do your affirmation for 21 days, and it'll be a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you, Marv.
I actually love that, and that kind of what you were saying. I think that the how do you create them would be my advice too. And that list you gave, I think, was perfect, like a perfect place to start. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. I was trying to fake an answer right now.
Hey, my gears are definitely turning, but not for real. I think for me it would be to do it 5 days a week. You know what I mean? Every day you got whatever your work days are, whatever your busy days are, you have to do some days. Then that's when you affirm yourself. Unless you don't have a job or you have nothing. Like you have nothing to work on, then I would still say still go Monday through Friday. Because you want to create a system. You know what I mean? And a system of productivity. And like on weekends, you need to chill. So if you still getting up, standing in the mirror, trying to affirm the shit out of yourself just to go lay on the couch, it's going to get tired.
Right.
Like it will legit get tired. So I say just do it Monday through Friday, or just affirm yourself on those work days. Okay. You know what I mean? Or the days that you should be doing something. You know what I mean? And that should help you stick to it.
Yeah. If you're not like Reggie, maybe you could add them to Post-it notes around your house.
Just about to say that.
I saw it in his
Stop talking, Kevin. Be quiet.
Cut his mic off.
I'll forget. So I was just gonna say write them down, literally what Devin just said, and post it somewhere you're gonna constantly go.
Looking on the fridge for you hungry folks.
Change your wallpaper. It ain't gotta be Rihanna.
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't have to. It could be an affirmation.
Write it down.
Okay. Cool. So with that being said, I think that is a wrap. This was a fire episode. We are goofy as hell, and I just don't think that's gonna change. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, the world is sick,
but good conversation is the cure.
And with that, it's
we
so
out.
wrap.
It's sick.